Passing Energy with your host, Priest. With your host, Priest. When this milk starts yapping, that's it. When that's it. Prepare to be enlightened and entertained. When that's it. Hey guys, Priest here, along with guest co-host Shea, aka Sheabutter.
Hey!
To yap about a long-standing debate about the usage of the word preference in relations to dating. Is having a preference a legit argument, or is it a reflection on your own insecurities? Well, let us know in the comment section if you're listening to this on YouTube. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to Passing Energy, leave a like on the YouTube video, share with your friends, and rate the podcast if you're on a podcast streaming service. Me and Shea's social link will be down in the description along with our sponsor. How are you, Miss Shea?
I am doing well. I'm doing good. I'm here. I'm alive. Thankfully, made it to the new year. So
Yes.
feeling refreshed, I think. But yeah, I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good, man. That's good. And thanks again for coming on and helping out with this topic.
It's an honor. It's a true honor. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Yes. Now, guys, I did a little teaser with Shea a couple months back when we recorded our first podcast. And it's in the YouTube, so y'all can check it out and yada yada. Shea gave us a little brief backstory about herself and her TikTok career. If you didn't know, she's a very popular TikToker, and that has a whopping a lot of numbers that I can't count right now. So yes, if y'all want to check it out, trust me, it's right there in the YouTube. Just click it on the next video. We did a whole segment on a sensitive topic. I did not release it yet, guys. Let me tell you something. I have so much stuff in the archive, but the thing we did was very important, but I just need to take my time to edit it properly because of how sensitive the material is. So, Shea, coming soon. It's coming soon. All right. So how's the content creation coming along?
The content creation is coming along well. I had a lot of time to bulk up on my content, especially with the whole winter break. And now that school is coming, I have to set up some sort of schedule where I could still post and do all the things that I do at the same time. But in terms of content creation, everything is going well. Yeah, things are going well. I'm getting great feedback from the people, my audience, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay, any new projects you're working on that you like to share with us? Or?
New projects. Well, for starters, I've started a business. It's called Glam Prints, where I sell reversible satin bonnets and stuff. And in terms of projects, there's so much stuff that I want to do. I want to start actually writing scripts and filming them and doing all sorts of things. I have so much plans for this year. And so right now I don't want to say too much, even though I already feel like I said a lot. So yeah, that's the projects. Don't have a specific name yet, but they're being written down.
I see you doing a little ad run stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing them for a little while though, but as of recently,
well, just in case I did not know. All right.
But as of recently, I've been trying to be more intentional in terms of my social media. So I guess with that intentionality, things are coming through. So
right,
thankful for that.
I hope they gave you something good for that. not saying, well, you're affiliated with us, so that's good enough. You know, some of these companies,
Oh no, not on these streets, not on these blocks. We don't do that around y'all.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Oh
that's
no.
Good. All right, guys. So let's get to the topic at hand. Can I already see y'all in the back? I'm like, when y'all gonna get to? We click on this for. I see y'all. Don't click off. We're gonna get here right now. So now, today's topic is about preference or self-hate. We're trying to figure out this long-lasting debate on the word preference. I was scrolling through through Instagram, and the Shade Room post came on my screen. It was a podcast called Fresh Fit Podcast, and it was snippets. I was gonna watch the whole podcast, but my attention span is like an ant. I only could watch a couple of so the 2 minutes with the Shade Room feed me, and I said, okay, I gotta run with this. I was gonna dedicate yesterday on watching the whole part, because stuff could be taken out of context, right?
Right.
We live in a world where sound bites, you get in trouble from a sound bite,
Right.
And you'd be like, damn, that's not even what I was meaning or what I was trying to go with. But come on, you can't even misconstrue what these guys were saying. It was blatant. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of Fresh Fit?
I have, this is kind of like the first time I've even heard about them. I've seen other podcasts and that seem like set up, but Fresh Fit, no, this was my first time hearing about them.
Okay. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to play the first clip that went viral on the Shade Rooms, just to give us a little refresher and the listeners at the same time. So,
it's funny I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. Man. We ain't night riders.
Nah,
so
bro, I'm good.
Sometimes if they're red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, so last one, guys.
Final round.
Sorry, I glad this is so toxic, but I glad what he say.
Like, this is how I feel. What?
But the thing that got me, I'm so sorry. Can I have a sixth sense of humor? When he said, when I down for the night riders, I'm like, that's horrible, but it was so funny.
Like, oh my goodness. Like, I don't even know what to cringe, to laugh, to be. I don't even know how to feel right now.
Right. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. See, night rider.
Boy, I tell you.
Shaniquas, night riders. That's a lot. That's a lot. Now, do you think?
If you can see me right now, I'm shaking my head so hard.
Don't shake it too fast. The headphones might fall off.
Okay. All right.
Oh man. So, do you think that conversation is rooted in colorism?
If I think, come on now. It's definitely rooted in colorism, racism. If there's any other isms it's rooted in it.
Right. That is crazy. It was a bunch of just garbage that came out their mouth. I'm like, wow.
It's so stereotypical, especially the fact that he's like, oh, like, if you want to go for a bunch of Shaniquas, like,
right. Yeah,
that's how you know they have like one view of Black women. There's so much different type of women out there, but you can say the Shaniquas. That's how you know it's rooted in something that's beyond preference. But anyway.
Right. What do you think the struggle Black men face with dating women their shade or darker? Like, why do you think, in your opinion, that's a thing?
I don't. There's so much routes you can take in terms of why Black men feel that way towards Black women. And I think, for one, a lot of Black men, they weak as hell. Like, for them to be like, you know what, I don't want to deal with a Black woman, I'm just gonna go for a white woman because they're easier to handle. Excuse me, sir. Anyways, and then there's other cases where it comes from colorism, where the skin of a darker woman would be like demonized and seen as ugly, and their hair would be seen as ugly, and then there's Black men who grew up with mothers, most likely single mothers, who acted a certain type of way around them, and then they take that and generalize every other Black woman and be like, yeah, we're not doing that. And then there's Black men who have, like, there's so much like routes you could take in this, but do I think all of them are justifiable? No.
Right.
But there isn't actually no buts. Like, you just being racist at that point.
I'm curious, could a Black person be racist towards another Black person?
I definitely think
if
so.
we using the actual definition of what racism is.
I definitely think so. Like, even if it's like, okay, for example, okay, you own a store and I work at your store, right? And I'm a black person and I see a white person come in and a black person come in, and I deliberately not serve that black person because I think that person is cheap, and I think that person is broke, and I think that person is like not as appealing as the white person that come in, so I go serve the white person. And I'd be like, oh, I'm being all nice to that white person, and then when it comes to the black person, I'm being all like put offish. That's racism. That's racist. You're being racist to your own kind. Cause
Right.
yeah, continue. You can go on.
No. Because I'm curious, because this is a debate I had a couple of years ago with my coworkers about, can a black person be racist towards another black person, and what's the difference between prejudice and racism? And the race, can it just be someone who's prejudiced? Because if I choose someone over another, because racism is that the fact that someone who believes my race is better than yours, and I have the ability, the influence to basically oppress you. A black man cannot oppress another black man, nor we are same race. I don't know if the word racist is applied in the same context, if it's more of a prejudice. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nuance. I don't know.
I definitely like get what you're saying, because the whole oppression thing, because a black man can oppress another black man, but at the same time, it's like your reason behind doing stuff. Like, okay, I could be prejudiced against someone who's disabled, or someone who don't speak the same language as me, or someone from a different ethnicity or something like that, or from a different school, whether you from private school. I could be prejudiced like that. But when it comes to being prejudiced because of the color of my skin, that's when I think it's a little bit more of prejudice. And it's like even if it's not full on racism, racism is definitely throughout what you doing, like your actions of being prejudiced. That's how I feel. So that's why, like, I kind of agree that black people can't be racist against black people, but at the same time, when you think about the roots of why they're doing what they're doing, racism most likely at the root.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Okay, let me play the second clip of them trying to clean up this garbage.
They tried. They tried.
Yes. Okay.
When it comes to dating and your personal preferences,
It's
no
an
one
issue.
bats an eye. When women say, I want a man that's 6 feet tall, makes a certain amount of money, blah, 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 those are considered preferences. But if I say, hey, man, I don't date black girls like that. Oh, God.
You hate black women.
How dare you?
You know what I'm saying? It's
Exactly.
ridiculous.
My mom's black. Your mom's black.
Yeah.
My sister's black. Like, bro, we just have a preference.
If we hated black women, would we bring African American women and black women on the show?
Okay, but
all the time.
the question.
Let me finish.
Okay.
We would
Please.
not if we had an issue with them. Our dating preferences are our preferences. Just like you have the prerogative as a woman to date a man that makes a certain amount of money, a height, income, whatever it is, no one bats an eye. We are free to choose who we want to hook up with and date. Like, what the hell? Like, there's nothing wrong with having preferences.
Okay. Now, they keep playing this. You know the whole thing when a white man say black friends? Oh, I have some black friends. No, I'm not racist.
It's
Like,
okay because I have black friends. It's okay because we have black women on the podcast.
Right. It's like, the slave masters used to joke around with black people. Remember Chicken George? I've never watched Roots. But when they had Chicken George, he'd be the joyster, or you could jester, whatever you call it. And they used to joke around, say, you was a funny boy. You're a funny boy.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, slave masters say, hold on now. Hold on. Remember now. You still a you know what. I don't understand why people don't believe that just because you hang around someone don't mean you don't low-key respect them. I find you funny for that particular purpose. You make me laugh. You know what I mean? That don't justify your actions. That's crazy. But anyway, how they invite these women on? You think they were used as props, or were you really trying to get to the bottom of whatever you're trying to do? Because he cut off homegirl when she tried to interject.
Boy, that's interesting. Trying to decipher his intentions when it comes to like inviting Black women into his podcast. I don't know, because I honestly don't know. I can't really pinpoint what I believe is true in what he said, but I don't think him saying that justifies the fact that what he refers as preference, like, because he said what he said about Black women, I don't think that justifies it. Oh, like I bring Black women on my podcast, so it's okay. Like, I don't think because you do that makes it okay. So what, you bring Black women? White people could be racist and still invite Black people to work for them. Like and I don't.
Exactly, and strategic. You would invite on the people you offended. You know what I mean? To represent them, like, no, guys, he didn't mean it like that. That's the whole point. That's the whole point why he brought them there. And the fact that the one of the two light-skinned girls, she's the one who laughed and started joking, saying, like, oh my gosh. I'm like, light-skinned girl, keep quiet.
Exactly. And
because
then
you're the people he was saying he was praising, you know. But the bottom line, he said that. He said, hold on, let me finish. The lack of disrespect, all this guy. But you could see that's his personality. I can't really say if that's really because of the fact that he doesn't respect a Black woman. The reason why he told her, no, let me finish. I just think that's his personality.
I think that's his personality. I don't think that has anything to do with women. I think he just what he is.
Right. Exactly. I believe so too. It's crazy, and you see how they change up their verbiage. Now they say they're using the word preference, and if a woman says she want a tall guy, well, me saying that I don't really prefer to date this. So we went from insulting them, night riders, darkies, or Shaniquas. If you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, like it's an insult, like it's a put down. If you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, that's on you. But me and Tinga, we don't do the night riders. So you went from insulting Black women, only left him do was have a suit and tie and say, I was talking about preference. Like, come on, just
exactly.
I did a TikTok that I was saying, what's so hard just to come out and say, guys, let's be honest. I was trying to be funny. A little sick humor. It didn't come off well. I apologize if I offended you. It was just me being stupid. What's so hard to just see that in 2022? It's like, what's so wrong with me having a preference? Come on, anyone with common sense, but clearly you don't have common sense, would know that if saying those things, you change your whole verbiage. So clearly you know you said something wrong. If you felt like that was wrong what you said, you would have kept that same energy.
Exactly.
I want to hear the night rider jokes.
Exactly. I want to hear the Shaniquas.
Exactly. That's what I'm here. So if you know you was not wrong, keep that same energy. Don't come with no serious voice and all this. No. Give me that energy you were saying the other day. You know, that's what I said on TikTok that only 4 people interacted with. And 100 and something scroll past.
Boy, I tell ya.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. Go ahead.
No, I just was gonna say, like, I completely agree with you. Like, why you didn't say the same thing that you said if it was just all about preference, you know? Like, obviously, what you see, like, you know what you're doing. You're just trying to mask it. You know exactly what you're doing.
Right.
Ugh.
Because of the backlash.
Throwing tomatoes. Let me
tell you something, Shea. I had my own little controversy on my page before when someone didn't like what I said. And what I did, instead of saying, well, it's just freedom of speech. No, I said, I apologize if I offended you. I was just recalling my recollection. Oh gosh, y'all know I jack up words.
Recollection.
But anyway, yeah, thank you. See, that's why she's here. That's why she's here, to translate my speech.
They translate. Okay.
But you know, some people on my other TikTok back to me again. They were saying, "What language is he speaking?" You know, the ignorant skin folks. But anyway, back to what I was saying, right? I said that was my memory of our interaction. I said, but my intention was not to offend you or hurt you, because I said in my podcast multiple times that this is my impression of our exchange, because I know how our people react to certain stuff. Or, you know what I mean? But that doesn't make you a bad person. I just know our culture. That's what I was trying to say, but the person took it the wrong way, which is their right. You can't control how people gonna react, right? So I'm not gonna come out and be like, well, this is my freedom of speech. I'm gonna come out and say, I apologize, and that was not my intention.
Exactly.
What is so hard to say that? I have no. Well, I did work in marketing, before, but I just gonna say I have no training in PR, but I was part of a marketing team multiple times. So, yes, like, come on, basic. You in the limelight. That's just simple. Just say
exactly.
it. If you don't even really mean it, just say it.
Exactly.
So I just say sorry.
And then that's why it goes back to his personality. You could see the type of person that he is.
Yeah, arrogant. Yeah, arrogant.
Very arrogant.
He's the arrogant one. His friend's just the one who's just co-sign it and be like, yeah.
Yeah, my mother's black. My mother's and my sisters are black. Like, boy, please.
Yes, I'm glad you said that, because this is what I find interesting. Because I was listening to Top. I don't know, you know Top?
Yes, I know Top. I love her. I love it.
Yeah, I wanted to stitch this, but I keep forgetting to do it. Jeez, I'm getting old. And she was talking about how some black men, how could you not say you date black women and you come from a black mother? I was like, true. But then I said, when are we gonna start? We keep focusing on what comes out of these the garbage come out of these guys' mouth, but we don't actually try to dive deep on the origin. Like where the thought process originated from, and who's continuing it. First of all, we got to start from slavery. But before we go all the way to slavery time, let's go down to, and this is not me trying to bash black mothers, but the common thing black mothers love to do, what they don't insult boys and girls. Your black as tie, your blacky, your dingy skin, your nappy hair, your peasy hair. You know, those are stuff that they say, my girl, you're black hip inside, yeah? Like those things, when they say from a child from 6 and 4 up to 13, 15, look at your peasy hair, go comb that piece out your hair. All those things, your bubby lip, all those things play around with your mind, and you say, you know what? I don't want to date a woman that looks like me. I don't want to date a woman with these features that my mother keep making fun of to hurt me.
Exactly.
So why would I want to date a woman that have similar features that my mother made fun of? Why would I want to do that?
That is
so I'm going to find a woman that
so
don't need weave. You know, because we have this thing in our black community with good hair. I hate hearing that.
I hate that so much.
Hair. We gotta stop saying that. Oh, you know, your good hair. I hate that. I hate
that so much. As a matter of fact, like I even, in terms of like this whole good hair, bad hair thing, I remember like I used to be kind of like, in terms of like shrinkage. You know how like our hair go. We go through shrinkage. We go through like different. Our hair just very magical or whatever, right? But people demonize it, like they make it seem like it's like the worst thing in the world, and everything besides that is way better. And at this point, I'm like, the other day I finished washing my hair, right? And I'm looking in the mirror at my shrinkage and like how I look and stuff. I'm like, I look good. Like what the hell? Like I look good. Like not to like pump my own horn or whatever.
Right.
But all this time, I used to look at myself and the way my hair is when it shrinks. Or like my natural hair on the whole. I'm like, oh, I need to fix my hair because my hair ain't fixed. Oh, my hair look bad. All this, but like, it's just at this point, like I don't even care. Like if I on the road and I have my hair out and it's shrinkage or whatever it is and it's out, it's fixed now. It ain't like I come out the house. Like even if it's just an afro, it ain't like I all over the place.
Right,
if
right.
I have my hair like, there's this one time I had my hair like an afro or whatever, right? And I took a picture and I had it and I posted it, and this guy like slid up in my DM. He's like, "Girl, go fix your hair." I was like, "Excuse me, sir."
Wow.
I was like, "Excuse me, my hair is fixed, and what about it?" Cause like, no, you're not gonna do that. And anybody who try think they can come around me talking about go fix my hair. Oh, when they see me out and about with my shrinkage and my nice fro, they can have something. They can have something to talk about. I'll give them
Right.
something to talk about. Cause no way, no, we're
You
not
remember-
doing that in 2022.
Right. You remember the, I don't know if you remember the story about the couple of years ago, a little while ago, where the girl got in trouble because she wanted to
Support
wear
the puff,
natural.
yes. Support the
Yes.
puff.
Even celebrities in the States for supporting that.
Exactly. Like, what are you talking about? Like, no, we're not doing that. We're
And
not
it's from
doing that.
obviously it's from a black woman who's saying that that's not professional or what. I say, what do you mean professional? Why is it that having black hair is not professional?
Exactly. Why?
And I said, and you know, the thing about is, even bringing it down to the Bahamas and being a predominantly black country, I'm still trying to figure out why it took us so long. Now we're starting to set more black hair and natural hair, guys wearing locks and plaits, they're allowing more of that. It's like in offices and on sales job. Why is it coming out a long way?
Exactly.
This is our hair that grows on our scalp. If you're saying God don't make no mistake, why are you saying that my hair is a mistake?
No, yeah, exactly. And we're not doing that. And for those who are listening, listen to me. If you are black and you have 4C, 4B, you know, any of those like very coily, curly, kinky hair, do not be afraid of it. Because your hair is magical. Like the Caucasians, their hair points to the ground, yours points to the sun. What about it? Like everybody's hair is beautiful at the end of the day, and you shouldn't feel ashamed to wear your hair out how you like it, when you want to, because that's how you were born. Like legit white people, Caucasians, to say the least, they could wake up and go about their day. But us black people, when we wake up, it's like, oh my gosh, it's overplayed, it's overdone, and we need to leave that in 2021. Yeah, oh, that rhymed. That rhymed.
Right. And I think another thing is that a lot of insecurities that black women have over men is very interesting, because as a guy, women always come at me, either they want to talk about my eyebrows or my eyelashes. They keep on saying, how do you get it? How you do it? I'm like, and I'm like, how do I get it? It's called my mother.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I favor my mother, and it's just amazing how much women want something of others to feel, to make them feel like they're pretty. Exactly. And I just say, so you should be beautiful just the way you are.
That is so sad. And that's why too, like, even though I like makeup, and I think makeup is like a form of art and it's very beautiful, like when every woman have it on, I am careful not to like do a lot of things, because I still want my black features to be shown. I don't want to look eurocentric. I don't want to look like a white, like I don't want to do that. So if my nose is broad and flat, it's gonna stay like that. If you have a problem with it, then go somewhere else. Like there's nothing to it. You know what I mean?
I remember listening to Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father, where he said that his mother told him, "Don't bring no black woman home. You don't bring no." I've heard. That's why he dated Beyonce's mother, because he thought Beyonce's mother was a white woman until he found that she was biracial. These are the things that no one wants to talk about. I think it's kind of unfair how much, because I understand that black women are at the heels of black men when they constantly making fun of them. I said, but when are we going to chastise black mothers who are raising these black men? Stop saying, well, you came from a black mother. So clearly you see something's wrong then. Clearly something was wrong with the black mother who, and I'm not going to put everything on the black man, because it sometimes it could be the surroundings you're in. When like say if you go to all white schools and you don't train your son or your daughter to be like, love the skin you in or love your people, regardless if you're in an all white school. Because I see a lot of, when we put out these boys and girls to these private schools, they don't want to date no one other than who goes to these private schools. I'm like, these people are not better than you because they went to private school.
But I don't want you to sleep though. Like even the black mothers, they kind of like are kind of traumatized because they were demonized. Like even themselves were
Right.
like, you know, like had to experience those things. So at this point, they just projected. And I'm trying to say that's justifiable.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Everything have a starting point, and the starting point always is slavery. The starting point is slavery, and
honestly.
the fact that they created colorism, where our hair
Mhm.
wasn't good enough, because back in the day, men used to perm their hair too, until
Mhm.
men eventually grew out of it and be like, you
Mhm.
know what, I like my hair. I don't need to perm my hair and straighten my hair out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But unfortunately, women didn't. Women still struggling with that today. They separated us. We also know the famous line, the house slave and the field slave.
Mhm.
And they always pin us against each other, light skin versus dark skin. It
Mhm.
is, all this started from there. And in our community, we're still dealing with that and that traumatic experience. I keep saying this, I must say a million times, until people getting tired of me. And I know I have multiracial people listening to me, but
Mhm.
in the Black community, the only way we're gonna get over something if we first off, if we fully talk about things and we learn how to get past it. I said because some reason we act like slavery don't exist. It's only convenient when we bring it up when we feel about racism or with is this person racist towards me? Even you walk around a random white person, do you like me because I'm black? I'm like, and this time white person trying to figure like what? Like you know what I mean? It plays with our mind, and it plays with our mind because Shay, if you came from an abusive home and or you witness a murder, that would haunt you and you have to go to therapy to finally get over it. You know what I mean? So you tell me now, you free a bunch of Black people and say, we separated you from skin tone, hair texture, we told you was nappy, we told you was ugly, we told you was look like a monkey, we took your children away from you. We are, if you know what R means, women and the men. The men was getting it just as much as the women. People didn't believe that until it was revealed that men was getting it as well. They mutilate you, they put you in human zoos, they whip you. That type of trauma that you went through, our ancestors went through. And it's they say, oh, well, y'all free. Y'all can live your life now. What healing did we get? And you know what happened? That pain, that slavery time, it just manifests in something different as the time changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We never dealt with the fact that, okay, master at the time said I ugly because I have this type of features. We never say, you know what, I'm beautiful in the skin I am. I'm beautiful in the color I am. My hair is beautiful. There's no such thing as nappy hair or what you call good hair. Up to this day, we still say that. And even in our own community, we separate each other by. I remember it was two of my friends standing there, and one was light skinned, one was dark skinned. Someone asked me, "Oh, what the Black one name is?" I'm like, "Oh, two of them Black. Which one you mean?" And it was a Black woman who asked me this question. A Black woman. It's like, you know what I mean? I said, no, I do not know what you mean. Which of them you mean? Do you mean the dark skin or the light skin one? Because two of them are Black.
Exactly.
And we use the word Black to separate our fairer skinned Black people. And I'm like, why we do that? And we use the word Black. It comes off like you're a whole different race, and you're not. Like we got that verbiage we got to take. Every time I hear even my parents say skin black, and I'm like, my race is Black, and I'm dark brown.
And what about it?
I said, stop doing that.
Exactly.
And I stopped using the verbiage, good hair. My mom be like, oh, there's upset because you have good hair. I'm like, stop saying good hair. We got to take that verbiage out. And then you know what they like do? Oh, you're making everything so serious. Oh, you're making... I'm like, it is serious.
It is serious.
It's serious because we'll never get past this issue. We got to take away toxic verbiage out of our vocabulary. We got to start somewhere. We have to.
And you know what? Speaking of this whole race and all that, right? I saw a post, right, that had two pictures, right? It had two pictures of, I think it was, what is it, Usain Bolt? It was Usain Bolt and a bunch of like white dudes on the floor, right? And Usain Bolt was standing, like he did just win the race, I guess. He was standing, he was walking. And then there was a picture, was it? I can't remember if it was Sean. It was one of the Black female track stars or whatever, right? She was standing up about to like walk away, and then there's white female track stars on the floor like laying down resting, and the caption said like, how did we allow white people to like overtake us? And like as I was reading through the comments, it was like really interesting, because then you had people talking about, oh my gosh, they was laughing about it, and there's other people that talked about like how divided black people are. That's the reason why the whites were able to they use these like tactics to like divide us, and then exactly, and instead of we like unite and be like, you know what, we in this together, we just look at each other like, hey, maybe they are right, and then we attack this person, and we attack this, like all of us are black, all of us are black. And it's this constant thing, like it's still happening now. They're still using these tactics to like divide us as black people, and we just eating it all up. We don't stop.
But you know why? We won't be in the room. We love to be in the room.
Yeah,
we
want to be Master's favorite.
Yes. You take a black person on the hood right now. There's your homeboy, your homegirl, everything. As soon as they get a little money and a little status, they forget who you is. They're like, oh, you're beneath me now. I'm with my white friends. You ever see, and this, I don't want to go too more off topic, but have you ever seen some of the people, they live like, especially in the Bahamas, live a whole different reality than us? I'm like, damn, what part of Nassau this is?
No, like for real.
Yeah, and to see that they are popular just because either they mix or they white, I'm like, wow, must be nice. And I have little black people right there cheering them on. And I'm like, this is crazy. And not to be controversial, because I ain't want to smoke with some of these people. But even people like who's make these, yeah, I ain't all that, because I ain't just having that ignorant conversation in my chat or whatever. But if you look at people who make a living off of acting like they supposed to be quote unquote of black people, mocking black people, it became popular for that, and they're not black. And which just don't represent me, because you ain't me. That ignorant garbage, that's not me. But I'm just trying to say it's the fact that they became popular because our black Bahamians, we tuning in because we find it funny. Your black hip can monetize the same thing another white person is doing by mocking what he believes that you are. You don't find that interesting? That they can monetize acting quote unquote black, which I don't believe is black. I just think it's just ignorant acting. But they can monetize that. But you just being yourself, you can't even monetize that. And we support it. And we will be the first one to support everyone else but our own. That's why it's hard for, first of all, it's hard for being to support each other. That's number one.
Exactly.
We look at each other as competition. It's very hard for us to support each other. It's very hard. And that's very sad. If I see a Bahamian and you making sense, now you ought to be making sense. Now I ain't just supporting you because you're a Bahamian. I can see something in you, I'll like your video. I'll like and comment. Some Bahamian, swipe, who you think you is? Swipe. No.
Exactly.
No.
Oh. Boy, tell them. Let the people know. Let the people know.
It is crazy. And we have such a long way to go in our society. And even in the Bahamas, to bring it home, when I hear Bahamian men, a lot of them make having a light-skinned woman sound like a prize. Like you're a red bone. You're a red bone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I think the only reason why the black men over in the Bahamas is not outright disrespectful, saying I don't get down with the darkies, because there are more dark-skinned women than light-skinned women in the Bahamas. So that's why we treat them like a delicacy, because they're not in abundance.
But
like how the sorry?
I was just gonna say, I don't want you to sleep. There are a handful of men who think like that in the Bahamas.
Yes. Well, no, I'm saying the reason why they're not outright with it. Guys, hold on. Hey guys, unfortunately it's raining, so you're gonna hear some rains in the background. I apologize. I cannot edit that out. You're gonna get this soon when I get a full soundproof studio. Thank you. Just letting you know, bear with me. Bear with me.
Just in case anybody thinks someone bathing in the background.
That kind of bootleg thing this is. See, God said let it rain, so y'all can hear the soothing sound of the raindrops
LOL.
while we talk about controversial topics.
Exactly. Okay.
Yes, but like I said, the reason why they're not outright with it is because there's not an abundance of light-skinned women, especially light-skinned women who have Eurocentric features.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or what they call racially ambiguous. They're not at an abundance, and they don't have a lot of access to them. So that's why, I guess, quote unquote, they settle in their twisted mind thinking it's settling. That's why they're not so outright and saying, "I don't get down with the darkies." I'm like you have options, and it's always the fun. You know, the crazy part is always is projecting self-hate because it's always guys who are dark and way dark, either my dark or even pitch dark, who and don't have they're the lowest picking on the peach tree, and they have the audacity to talk about looks. But again, it's called self-hate. You know what I mean? I don't want to date someone with my feature. And you know something funny? One of my friends told me he's light skinned. He said that if we even look to the fact where some people believe that light skinned men are soft and then dark skinned men are tough, because when you look at something light, they consider soft. When you look at something dark, it's considered tough. So that's even when you come to like white women or women in general, they look at a dark skinned man, they are protected, they find that sexy. And then we look at a light skinned man, they consider that soft and whatever. And in the flip side, look at the same thing when it comes to women. When they see a light skinned woman, they see feminine. When they see a dark skinned woman, they see aggressive. That's why the guy used the word Shaniqua. Aggressive and stuff
loud and always angry and
exactly. Those verbiage. So it's another thing about perception and how our mind is viewed. Like dark is bad, light is good. Like it's so much that could be the root cause, but we all know the root cause is through the slave trade that messed us up and help us against each other. I always want to do. One of my old colleagues was telling me about, priest, you got to do a podcast about the Willie Lynch letter, and I'm like, man, I have to do that for truth. How it played, how it messed us up. The Willie Lynch letter.
Oh.
You ever heard of it? Basically, it's a manual how to train your slave.
Yes,
that a white person.
That.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes. So I really want to do a podcast about that, to talk about that, because a lot of the way we move and how we treat each other will be explained in that letter, and how it's used right now. It is crazy, and we gotta do that healing, man. We gotta talk about these stuff, like have this podcast, talk about these stuff, type of things, building the conversation up, so we could try root out stuff and not laugh at these toxic jokes. Like I always say, jokes are extension of how people really feel. When we work on these things, heal our community, be our brother's keeper, be our sister keeper, be our brethren. When we do that, we would win. But the enemy love a divide and conquer. Oh, it's not that serious. Oh, get over it. Oh, y'all making it bigger than what it is. Those are minimizing talking points, so we can never solve the problem.
Right. That is so true. And we need to get over like these excuses of, I acting like this. No, let's recognize that this is a problem. We need to tackle it. We need to talk about it. We need to tackle it, and we could do this together. We don't have to do this with as oppositions. We could legit do this together. And I feel like some other black people against other people, I think even though black people could be a little, what can I say, a little a lot, they could be a lot, I feel like we need to give more grace to each other.
Yes.
We the way we treat each other is very distasteful, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure other people could feel the same way. A lot of people
we're really hard on each other.
Yeah. And
your biggest haters be the people. Your people look like you.
Exactly. And why is that? This, master and slave relationship, we are legit brothers and sisters. Can we act
Because we was trained to look at each other as competition. That mindset
and
was passed on.
and I want to challenge the listeners too. Like, don't just
Mhm.
hear these conversations and speak about these among friends and families and whatever the case is. Don't just spread the message. Like, literally live it out. And you might be like, oh, how can you live it out? Like, do it in your actions. Like, if like, don't call a person black as an insult. Like let's
Yes.
start off from there. Let's stop the bleaching thing. Not gonna need to stop. Like,
Well, that's another
the
thing.
hair,
Right.
the hair thing. Like, don't be afraid to wear your hair out. You're black and you're
Yes.
beautiful, and be proud of that. Like, people that say black and proud and still be trying so hard to look eurocentric. Like, are you really black and proud? And like, there's so many things we could do to actually walk the walk and just not talk the talk.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that when I scrolled on TikTok like a couple months ago, I stitched this. There was a little girl, like she was like 13 the most, 13, 14, and she's cussing with her brother. Two of them were saying disrespectful things to each other. And the thing she said, I don't like misquoting people, but it was basically the gist of it. You're black something, or you're something like that. I said, wow, this is so toxic. And of course, I saw a bunch of people in the comments just laughing, even popular TikTokers in there laughing. I'm like, yeah, this is the problem right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know the problem be like, oh, who are you talking about? You.
Exactly. Yeah. If you wondering who we talking about you.
Yes. They're in there laughing. That is the problem right there. Find those type of things funny.
It's not.
We find anything toxic and damaging to our community, we find as a joke. Just like how they laugh at us. We are living jesters. Y'all are laughing while other people just living the best life they can live, while y'all in the comment section being just miserable.
Exactly. And
That's
guys,
crazy.
don't be like, oh, you're taking it so serious, it's just a laugh. There's 1,001 things to laugh at.
Yes.
There's so many things that you could find funny. There's
Yes.
so, like, you not laughing at something that stemmed from racism isn't gonna stop you from laughing at all in life. You're gonna laugh
Yeah.
another time. Y'all be making it seem like this is like no, like, you're not realizing the problem here. Ugh.
Yeah. When are we
So,
gonna
like,
stop laughing at people's downfall? Stop laughing at people's struggles or people who are going through a toxic argument, and we're just gonna be there just with our popcorn, just laughing at the people in the comment section. And if that was you, you wouldn't like it. I never understand that. To see people laughing, saying LOL with a big laugh and everything, as soon as it's them, they ready to cry and be like, I want to quit social media, I never want to come back again. But I was just laughing a month ago. But keeping that same energy is it's non-existent all around. That's not even a black thing, that's a human thing. You know? It's crazy. But man, I don't know, man. We could just yap about this till the morning come tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus come.
Yeah. So Shea, what is your final thought? What is your suggestions for the black community? How you think we can move forward? What is your suggestion and your final thoughts on everything?
In terms of what I suggest, I just think, like, before you act or do whatever it is that you do, like, not to be like highly critical of yourself as a black person and like try to pinpoint every action that you do, but literally, like, when you do certain stuff, when you dress the way you dress, or you wear your hair the way you wear it, or when you say certain stuff, like talk to another black person a certain way or about them a certain way, like, really stop and think, like, why am I doing this? Like
Right.
How is this benefiting me? Like, what am I doing? Like, literally stop and think, what am I doing and why am I doing this? And I think, like, starting from there is starting somewhere, and I think that could get us to places, at least, like, just thinking about our actions and what we're doing and how it is affecting our community. Because a lot of like, even though the Caucasians had a lot, like, played an extreme role in what we are today, we can't exclude the fact that we are also playing a very, very big role in how we act in our own community. And I think coming to that realization is important, because then we'll be able to, like, start some moves and actually, like, start some conversations about it.
Right. My thing is that it's easy to criticize other people for their shortcoming, but if we want real change, let's talk about the full picture, not just what the person's saying. That's what the whole part of this podcast was about, was the fact that I know we talk about a lot of things outside of just preference, but if and self-hate, but if we want to get to the preference, we got to understand the origin of a lot of things that helps contribute to these type of situations. Black men didn't wake up one day and say they hate dark-skinned women.
Yeah.
Stop saying that you came from black mother. Stop saying that. There's so much situation, so much nuance that why these guys form their thought process. You have to understand the household. Were they raised to love themselves? Were they raised that they are good looking? Even if I have a child, God willing or God forbid that the child's not attractive, Daddy, people say ugly, they have a big lip, they have a big nose. I said, let me tell you something. You are beautiful and you are good looking in your own right. There is someone for everyone. It might take you a little while to find that person, but that's just cause you have to find the right person who's waiting for you in the future. So why all those girls, why all those boys neglecting you and won't give you the time of day? The right person for you somewhere in your future. You just have to be patient. Better yourself, love yourself, so you know how to love someone else. We don't know how to do that. A lot of parents don't know how to tell their children they're good looking. You are beautiful. I created you.
Yes. And for the black men, like, who do feel that same way about black women, like, really sit down and think, like why don't I like them? Like, do I like them because I just don't prefer them out of all the other races, or do I not like them because, like, maybe I don't like myself, or maybe I don't like them because of the way my mother did this, or maybe I don't like them because of my view of them. Like really think about why, because to say women who say, like, I don't like short men is equivalent to a black man saying I don't like black women. To say that is equal is, I believe, far from the truth. So
exactly. And even to add to that point just now, is when saying short persons, like, if a woman don't want a short guy, it's because maybe she doesn't like, it's not please, anyone who's short, don't get offended. Maybe she doesn't like to bend down a lot. Maybe she like to wear high heels.
Exactly.
You know, like, it has nothing. See, the difference is a preference and insult. If he just said, I just think it's just my mind, guys, to make it right. I don't need them. But in my mind, I think that I just like light-skinned girls. That is a preference. You just like light-skinned girls, but when you have to go in the thing to disrespect the thing you don't, that you prefer over, then that's not a preference. That's self-hate. That's self-hate.
In general.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, definitely. Because I have preferences. I don't find it attractive when men don't have any necks. if your chin touching your chest, I don't want you. That's a preference. If, like, I don't like that. If your feet are smaller than mine, I don't find that attractive. That didn't have nothing to do with, me self-hating. Like, I just don't find it attractive.
Yes. Yeah. Those are legit preference. I don't like guys with small feet. Shoot, I know I wouldn't want a woman with big feet.
Exactly. Exactly.
The feet you playing footy with Shaq.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
One toe stump your whole foot. None of that. No.
Exactly. So those are preference. And know the difference. Stop throwing around the word preference when you cannot legit say, without insulting the next person, why you prefer this person. And it can't just because, something stupid. You know what I mean? I think everyone's beautiful. I don't think the light-skinned woman's better than the next person. I think all shades look good if you ask me. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
we have a long way to go, but if we have honest conversations amongst ourselves, then the healing process will begin.
Yeah.
And that's what we gotta start doing.
Yeah, and this conversation isn't exclusive of Caribbean, like, because
Yes.
these issues happen in here too. Like,
Yes.
you can see the whole bleaching epidemic we have in the whole,
Oh, yeah.
like, everywhere in the Caribbean. Like, the
Yeah.
issues, they stem, like, every black person is affected by these struggles.
Yes, I think even in the States actually, because it has very convenient that almost every female in Hollywood light skin. I'm like, that's too convenient now. That's too convenient.
They just
You know,
use
there's
fancy bleaching
a
cream.
pill you can take to suppress your melanin.
Oh wow.
I
Well,
think it's very.
that is the case because, you know, T.I., his wife, she even gone to the extent of she did surgery where she removed the melanin out of her eyes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
now her
blue
eyes are
eyes.
blue.
Yeah, and she's biracial, but she won. Yeah, there's a lot of
Child
things we have to work on, but me and Shea can go on and on and on. You know me. When this smoke side yapping, that's it. So, but yeah.
Honestly.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap this up right now. Thank you for trucking it in. I know this podcast is a little long, but it's informative. It's informative and it gets you thinking. That's the whole point. So please, guys, share your thoughts in the comment section. Share the podcast amongst your friends so they could join in the discussion. Me and Shay don't have all answers, but we open the door to find answers. Okay, that is the goal. We not all man know everything. No, well, you know what I'm trying to say.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, thanks again, Lachey, for joining me.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for tuning in for today's podcast. Remember to follow our social links. Let us know what you think about today's episode. Shay, just in case some people are lazy, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Shea_dot_butter. And you can find me on TikTok and YouTube at It's Sheabutter.
Yes.
That's me.
Yes. Stay tuned for more Sheabutter. This is, the beginning of my co-hosting with Shay. It's really good. As you can see, it's very fun to talk to Shay. Very nice and everything. So yes, guys, until next time.
Until
Peace.
next time. Bye.